When Oscar was found, he wasn't barking or crying. He was just lying there, tied at the end of a rope, barely breathing, barely aware. Touch didn't seem to reach him. Sounds didn't stir him. It was like the world had already faded away around him. His body was broken, limping, scabbed, raw. His eyes were swollen shut under thick crusts. And his ears, cruelly cut, not by a vet, but by someone with no mercy. But even worse than the pain or the wounds, was the way he looked at nothing. There was no fear in his face, no longing, no anger. Just quiet, like he had accepted that life had nothing more to give. He was taken in by animal control. His name was added to the euthanasia list. There didn't seem to be much else to do, until one volunteer stopped and looked closer. There was something still there. Not a cry, not a fight, but a tiny flicker deep inside. A decision was made to give him another chance. Oscar didn't just need medicine. He needed something softer, gentler. He needed someone to sit quietly beside him, asking for nothing, waiting as long as it took. His ears couldn't be saved. The infections were too deep. Surgery was the only choice. They were removed completely, leaving him nearly deaf. But somehow, even without sound, he began to listen. That's when Kristen and Ryan met him. It wasn't a long meeting. It didn't have to be. Sometimes, the right dog doesn't need words or stories. He just stands there, and something inside says, "This is home." Oscar walked carefully into their house, like he was asking permission with every step. Was this place safe? Was this real? He couldn't hear their voices, but he felt the softness in their movements, the kindness in the space, the calm. He began to change, not in loud, sudden ways, but through little moments. When a curtain brushed his side, he would pause. When a thread from a blanket trailed across his back, he would stop and close his eyes, as if the touch of something gentle was a message. Like the world was finally whispering, "You're safe now." Kristen noticed it first. These moments were more than pauses. They were connections. So they added more. Soft threads on doorways, tassels by the couch. And outside, Ryan created a space just for him, a small corner filled with swaying branches and strips of soft cloth. Oscar would walk into it and just stand there, soaking it in, his eyes half closed, his tail gently wagging, like a deep breath he'd been holding for years had finally been released. Over time, he became the soul of their home. He was renamed Ham, because when he curled up, that's exactly what he looked like. A little ham with legs. But the name meant more than a shape. Ham brought warmth, peace, humor, stillness. He taught them how to slow down, how to feel again, how to love without needing anything in return. Living with him wasn't about filling space. It was about finding meaning in the quiet. Ham didn't come perfect. He came scarred, silent, nearly invisible to the world, but in his gentle way, he taught everyone around him that broken things can still hold the most beauty. That some hearts don't shout, they whisper, and those whispers can change everything. There are more like him out there, dogs who've been forgotten, abandoned, pushed aside. They may not look perfect, they may not act the way others expect, but they're waiting, softly, quietly, for someone to see the spark that hasn't gone out. And when they're seen, truly seen, they come back to life. If there's room in the heart, or space in the home, maybe it's time to look a little closer at the ones no one noticed. They just might be the ones who will change everything.